Tyson says he's going to bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out Joshua.
This is what I'm saying. How's that work?
He can't, can he?
Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his... So if it goes any other way, you know...
You give me a headline there, by the way.
If it goes any other way, you know it's fixed, don't you?
Anthony Joshua now?
I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's...
Said he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in 2026.
And the haters online are like, yeah, do it.
Well, they're like, what about now?
Yeah.
They're like, what about fight him now?
What you know about the fight, Jake Paul?
I hate it. And Jake Paul's starting to piss.
Jake Paul loves running his mouth and chasing big names. But now he might be biting off way more than he can chew. Anthony Joshua. Sure, Paul's beaten some people and made noise online. But facing a two-time heavyweight champ is a whole different world. Joshua hits like a wrecking ball and has fought the best in the game. Experts aren't just calling this risky. They're saying it could be the fight that humiliates Paul and ends his boxing career in one ugly night.
Jake Paul has reached out to Anthony Joshua a few times. I've spoken to Nikisa, Jake's manager. It's never a fight we anticipated. It's never a fight we've targeted. But if you want Jake Paul to be the warm-up fight, and obviously financially it's a great opportunity for AJ, and you want to provide AJ and probably in turn Matchroom with the opportunity to extinguish Jake Paul from the world of boxing, then maybe AJ will oblige.
Eddie Hearn, the boss at Matchroom Boxing, just dropped a bomb. Jake Paul is a top choice to fight Anthony Joshua next. He admitted both camps are already talking behind the scenes. And while he says the fight could be a straight-up death wish for Paul, the money it would pull in is too big to ignore. Right now, Hearn's betting this dangerous cash grab will go down in early 2026.
Manager here last week, and he's open to the fight. Any developments on that?
Lots. I mean, this bizarre world that we live in, I think Jake Paul is absolutely the front runner to fight Anthony Joshua next. I'm here in New York for meetings about that fight. There's an open dialogue between myself and Nikisa, an MVP. I don't know what to tell you, Bridgie, other than it's mental. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you this is a 50-50 matchup. The whole thing is bizarre. I think it's extremely dangerous for Jake Paul. I got the general feedback is the boxing world saying, please, AJ, go in and evaporate this young man from the boxing world so we can all get on as normal. You've got Jake Paul fans thinking bizarrely they can beat Anthony Joshua. And the most bizarre thing out of everything is that Jake Paul genuinely believes he will beat Anthony.
Jake Paul isn't hiding it. He says a fight with Anthony Joshua is basically locked in for next year. According to Paul, the two have been sliding into each other's DMs, and Joshua even picked up the phone to sell him on the idea. Paul claims Joshua wants a late 2025 teaser and then the real fight in early 2026. His manager, Nikisa Bedarian, backed it up, saying talks are already in motion for what could be one of the most hyped and most dangerous matchups of Paul's career.
If that doesn't materialize, I know the Tommy Fury name has been floated about. Is there any other fighters who may not be world champions that you're looking to face?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Joshua.
I think that's the main one that, we've talked a lot about is if it's not for the title, it's looking at Tommy, if he's reasonable, and then Anthony Joshua. And he's adamant that he wants to make that fight happen at the end of 2026.
Anything's possible. And so I like the challenge. People, that's the criticism. Fight someone in their prime who's a beast. I think people just want to see me lose. That's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge. We've been DMing back and forth. He wants to make it happen. He called me up, and it's...
Jake Paul is selling the Anthony Joshua fight like he's here to save boxing. He swears the matchup will pump new life into the sport, pull in fresh fans, and make headlines worldwide. In Paul's mind, he's a breath of fresh air boxing desperately needs. The guy who can hook younger crowds who normally couldn't care less about old-school fights. He's painting himself as the bridge between flashy mainstream entertainment and boxing's diehard traditional audience. basically saying the sport needs him to stay relevant.
Nah, is this fight done? What are we talking about?
You know, it's going to happen. Like, seriously, it's going to happen. We were talking with Turkey tonight, negotiations live in person, which are always fun. But it's going to happen, and it's just such an exciting fight that crosses the whole globe. When you ask a lot of people about certain boxers, they don't know their names. And everywhere I've been going, I just talk about Anthony, and I don't have, you know, I'm global. So it's just such a good fight for the sport of boxing, and people will think I will die, but I will show them why I can rise against all odds and beat him.
Everyone's been wanting to see it happen. Who will be the king of the United Kingdom? And who will be the queen of the United... Too soon? I'm praying that boxing doesn't happen to this fight, and what I mean by that is politics. People trying to take more money than they deserve. Fuck the money, get in there, make fucking history. This is one of the biggest fights that could happen over this past decade. Make it fucking happen, Eddie Hearn. Make it fucking happen, Frank Warren. Make it happen, Tyson. Make it happen, Anthony Joshua. We don't need fucking excuses. Don't let boxing ruin this fight.
The boxing world isn't holding back. Plenty of fans and insiders think Jake Paul calling out Anthony Joshua is pure fantasy. To them, it's not guts, it's delusion. They see a YouTuber trying to leap straight into the deep end against a seasoned heavyweight killer, and they're calling it wildly overambitious at best. Career suicide at Wars.
You'll respond to me as I tweeted my thoughts about delusion, which again, I think is more about what Jake said about Anthony Joshua and what he'll do to him. That was the more delusional aspect of this. Amanda Serrano said, at Jake Paul is the truth. Funny, they say he's a fraud for wanting easy fights, then he asked for the toughest fights ever, and they say he's nuts. Listen, he was scheduled to fight Canelo Gervonta, and now he's calling out Joshua. Come on, who else is doing this? Oh crap, on second thought, he is out of his freaking mind, you're right. That was more of just Amanda backing her guy, you know what I'm saying, the co-founder of MVP and someone that she really respects in Jake. But in the middle there, I don't know if she would know or, you know, whatever, but she essentially says that Jake was scheduled to fight Gervonta Davis, and she's not the only one saying that. Dan Rafael said the same thing earlier that day or maybe yesterday. I can't believe that that's true or if that was really going to happen. Essentially, the idea being, had Gervonta Davis beat Lamont Roach, he was going to fight Jake Paul next. And this is why I
say Jake Paul's when over 58-year-old Mike Tyson proves exactly what's wrong with his boxing career. It's more circus than sport. Beating up an aging legend might grab headlines, but it's not a real test, and it makes people question if Paul's in this for boxing or just for clout. Even respected names like Carl Froch have ripped him apart, calling his skills shallow and his success more about hype and showmanship than actual fighting ability.
Paul, you've lost your mind if you think you can go toe-to-toe with Anthony Joshua. Listen, let's not get confused, guys. Let's not get confused. Yes, cool. Anthony, he took a big L with Daniel Dubois, but Daniel Dubois is not no joke, bro. He's not a joke. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He took a L there, but Jake Paul, I got the utmost respect of what he's done, how he's managed to navigate through the boxing world. Like, bro, it's so mad. And I can see this is like a 90%. It's happening. It's positioning, it's marketing already. Like, why would you see Jake Paul go face to face with Alexander Usyk if it's not to position for a fight for Saudi? Obviously, Jake Paul's going to fight Anthony Joshua. There's possibly going to be a Usyk against Tyson Fury 3 because obviously the last two were so close. But you never know. It can also be a Usyk against Derek Chisora. Do you know what I mean? You never know.
Eddie Hearn admits a Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight will explode in hype, but he's also waving a big red flag. He called Paul bold, maybe too bold, and warned that stepping into the ring with Joshua isn't just dangerous. It's the kind of gamble that could leave Paul flat on the canvas and questioning why he ever opened his mouth in the first place.